Good evening. This is Broad Street Radio, broadcasting from the city of Lagos, your number one business radio on issues that made headlines in the course of the week. Fuel scarcity had lingered for a longer period, but it seems more biting now. So it's a topical issue, more so when the fuel stations seem dry. Most of the time you will not get it. Even if you do, the fuel attendants or the owners of the station have, without fear, changed the prices. It's no longer 169, 170, 180. Today, some proudly display 300 naira as the price of fuel. Some people are looking for it, and they waste precious time at petrol stations trying to acquire this important liquid. The situation is not easy in Lagos, and if you know the situation in Nigeria, when Lagos is involved, the whole of Nigeria seems to have gotten into it. We are aware that all over Nigeria, particularly in the hinterlands, there have been this scarcity coming in, going out, increase and what have you, but it never really called attention till it hit Lagos. Here we are with fuel scarcity. I have a friend, a person you know very well, a seasoned stockbroker, investment analyst, to discuss this issue today, the issue of fuel scarcity. I'm sure, Mr. Andy, you may have experienced this fuel scarcity. I am sure buying fuel with your car must have been a Herculean task. How does it bite in your side? My side is very, very, very bad.
Well, it's quite ironical that we have to be dealing with this matter day in, day out. Sometimes it appears it has, taken flight, and suddenly you discover that it's just under your cupboard. So it's been a long haul of rigmaroles, certainly not exerting any pleasure on any mind, not the least myself. So the sight of queues certainly is an anathema to the best of my reckoning, because for a product that we ordinarily should not be discussing scarcity, it has turned out to be haunting us by the day. And over the years, because of that, government has not been able to nip it in the bud with all the efforts that have been made. And one of the challenges that I think we still seem to be contending with is whether or not that sector has been deregulated. Issues around subsidy, whether they are budgeted for. At some points we hear the figures have been budgeted for. At other points, government on other platform will say, oh no, there's nothing like subsidy. And on the conversation seems to be going in reverse gears. Now, the critical mass in all of this is what happens down the line. The real effect that the average person meets on the street. And so the story is, you go to filling stations, the pumps, like water taps, seem to have run dry. And it's not just a question of how much, but the ease with which you can get it. Indeed, filling stations that, at least a few that I have seen lately, seem not to dispense from pumps, but just by their side, you find men and women, as the case may be, with kegs of the same product that is deemed scarce. The only difference that has changed is the mode of exchange and the price tag to them. That ought not to be.
Yeah, I think you have actually done justice to that explanation. But you raised two vital issues: the issue of price, the issue of subsidy. And I think if we dwell on those two issues, we'll be able to make progress on it. Price. I am aware that the last time the announcement came from the government of the day was that the price range is between 169 and 180, thereabout. I have seen 169, 169.30. Total, for instance, is one of the ones that sell within that 169. price have changed. Some, as I speak to you, I saw 300. I saw 270 something. I saw 170 something. It seems to me by the time it looks like this market is deregulated, because it's one of the signs of deregulation. You buy and sell at your own price. People will now buy wherever they like. Do we say this is deregulation now? Can we call it deregulation?
Yeah, in practical terms, that's exactly the picture that is visible. Now, you can speak to the books and say it is not so. But the reality out there suggests that it is indeed deregulation. What's the issue in deregulation, by the way? Your ability to put a price tag to a product based on your estimated cost. And therefore, you see, this issue of fuel scarcity and pricing, if you take it across jurisdiction in terms of states and cities, the differential is so wide apart. And this, to me, is the critical mass in defining whether a product is deregulated or not. So if I'm buying a liter of fuel in Lagos at 170 and the same liter of fuel in Jos is costing 300, and go to Port Harcourt, it might be 350. Even in the city of Abuja, you may not find it at 170. So what else can you say to that? That is an indication of deregulation. And I think that we've come on this long journey long enough to be able to say to ourselves, look, there's no hiding place in this matter. If we are all out for deregulation, let it be clear to everybody, so that the pumps don't run dry at whims and caprices. If there's deregulation, you know, the beauty of any working economy is that the producer and the consumer can find a meeting point as to the provision of services or products, and that determinant is what? Price.
Yeah. Thank you very much again. But now, if it is deregulated, at the end of this period, you will hear that so and so subsidy are to be paid by the marketers, or to the marketers rather, by the government of the day. The relationship between the regulated price and now subsidy, I'm a little bit confused, and I think I'm not the only one that is confused. The listening public are interested in, if it is deregulated, then why this subsidy? We'll see here that they paid. By the way, by 2023 budget, there's a provision for subsidy of 3.6 trillion. Whooping, that's the word. Whooping 3.6 trillion budgeted for subsidy. And as we see, looks like it's deregulated, or can we say it's deregulated? What is this relationship? Why must there be then if it is deregulated?
Is it, and that's truly where the dilemma is. Government is saying one thing, but acting in a different manner. And so when you're making a provision for subsidy, by the way, subsidies simply means what? That you have chosen to sell a product or service a little below the real cost. And for doing that, you are providing what you may term Certainly, the dilemma exists, and that is what government should be accountable for. It's not, we can raise those questions here, but we don't truly have the answer.
That's right.
That provision in the budget suggests to me that government is willing to provide me some social value or benefit, which is not coming to me. And if it's not coming to me, where does it go? Because I can bet if it is provided for, it will be spent.
Correct. Thank you very much. Thank you very much once more, Andy. It's a delight to have this discussion, and I believe that the general public are learning something. They are trying to understand something about it. So fuel scarcity bites in Lagos harder than we have known it in the last 2 weeks. Once more, stay put, listen to us, get on. We are coming back to you in a short while with yet another issue, another topic that is topical for the period.